Welcome back to Bloodstained Curse of the Moon. Last time we got our full party, and now we're gonna Sunder the night. This is actually the first stage of Ritual of the Night. Or at least this game's interpretation of that. It's a ship on its way to a spooky castle. I don't know if it's a spooky moving castle, but details. So, I really enjoy this game when you have a full party. It just feels really nice to play. This game feels like a dream to play, especially compared to Castlevania games. And being able to switch freely between all your characters makes it feel like a real team effort. And you know, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, it also makes the game feel super easy, which, you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I don't know how to put this, but what I'm getting at is it doesn't feel like it has the same bite as, like, one of the NES Castlevania games. Honestly, it kind of feels like Inti Creates' like Mega Man pedigree really spilled over into this project in places. We'll be seeing that later in this video, actually. Anyway, those jellyfish come in two varieties, and we've seen both of them. The dark purple ones are projectile based, and they will just shoot 3 projectiles in every so often. And the white ones, they just try to jump at you. Dualahan there swings its head and tries to smash you with it, but you know, we had the freeze spell. That doesn't matter to us. Anyway, we're coming up on a mini-boss now. It's the demon portrait from Rondo of Blood. And just like in Rondo, it will one-hit kill you if you let it touch you while it's like charging up at you. But that's okay. It's also susceptible to the ice spell. What I'm getting at is that the ice spell is pretty broken. I do really appreciate that the game does tell you which way is the shortest route. Although I don't think it's a whole lot shorter. Like, you're skipping like maybe 1 or 2 screens when you take the indicated path. Either way, it's nice to have options like that. I guess I should also mention that power-ups are elective. Like, picking up an item or a power-up as Miriam will also allow Alfred to use it. Over here is just another bone dragon. Be careful about fighting in there because there's now wind, and the wind will shove you. And if you're not careful, it'll push you into that hole right in the middle of that screen. And then you'll lose your character and no one will be happy. So I'm not sure why I actually decided to jump that way, because people can fly. You can completely skip this area if you wanted to. But this is the final area, so we might as well stock up while we can. Green lanterns are specifically in one of Alfred's spells, his most powerful spell, in fact. So, breaking it as anyone will always drop the Voltic Surge spell. Oh, I guess I should also mention that You can only pick up sub-weapons as the character they are intended for, so Zangetsu can't use the axe, for example. Anyway, here's the 5th boss. This is... I don't know how to pronounce this. Andrealphus? It's basically Storm Eagle from Mega Man X. Except with added electricity. It'll shoot out quills at you, and those quills will draw electricity towards it. And then it also uses the Storm Tornado after the end of its cycle, if it's on the left side of the screen. That's basically it. It has one more attack, which we will... It'll charge onto the stage, and then call down electricity. And then its desperation attack is also calling down electricity. Andrealphus is not... okay, Andrealphus is actually probably one of the harder bosses. But once you kind of get the hang of things, and you learn to abuse Alfred's Voltic Surge, he's really not too bad. Alright, I think we're at the castle now, so we just gotta make our way up. This room has a very special power-up that increases the attack everyone does, or everyone's attack. I don't know if there are exact values that any damage does, but it does generally feel like with the power glove that your attacks, it takes one less attack to kill an enemy, we'll say. Like, if it took 4 whips to destroy one of those axe armors, it'll now take roughly 3. This is a neat little thing I like. You can just break your way through that wall there. And it's pretty clearly a Miriam door too, because she can jump just far enough and she has the longest reach with her attack, so it's perfect. Also, you definitely want to pick up the freeze spell here because it can freeze the lava, which makes this incredibly easy to navigate. Just be careful about jumping on frozen candles and the like. So because I'm playing on casual mode, I don't have any lives, as you can see in the corner. So what that means is, like, anywhere that there was a 1-up in the main game, or in veteran mode, it's replaced with a big heart. Also, just in general, it kind of feels like enemies drop a lot of hearts in casual mode. And jumping on the stairs is a little tricky. So in this room, the coffins up top can fall down. Well, they can either fall down or dump like a cougar on you. You can destroy the shaking coffins before they do anything, but I don't actually have the means to, so I just kind of have to work with it. And over here are some succubuses. Succubi? They'll jump over you and just slam down, but if you just keep moving and jump when they get above you, you'll dodge them no problem. And if you manage to hit them mid-jump, then they'll back off from that attack. I appreciate that this game always gives you the upward angled attack to whenever like those bats are nearby. Also, the free spell is perfect for dealing with these archers. That much should be pretty clear. These guys are kind of a pain in the ass to deal with. They'll basically like, when they're ready to attack, they'll raise their scissors above their heads and just charge at you. I'm not 100% sure of the timing on how to dodge that, or if you can do it as anyone but like Jeeble. So this is the final approach for stage 6. It's basically like that one hallway from Castlevania 1, where you got a bunch of Medusa heads coming at you. In the meantime, axe armors are throwing shit at you, but it's not too bad. And finally, boss of stage 6, it's Bloodless. She was one of the first bosses shown off for Ritual of the Night, and she's basically Camilla? Carmilla? However you pronounce it. You can hit the parasols to freeze them in place, which is helpful because then they'll just be platforms for you to take advantage of. Which you will need to do to avoid things like that needle rain. It also shoots those black meteors every so now and again. They're not super hard to deal with. Just be aware of them. But aside from that, I think Bloodless is a fairly simple fight. And her desperation attack is to shoot a tornado at you. On the way back, there'll be a giant skull right up at about the 3rd level, so you want to hit the skull to dissipate the tornado at that altitude so you can just safely get by. I didn't mean to do it as Alfred, but you know what? I'll take it.